Greetings, GISD community. This is Dr. Stewart with yet another student spotlight. Today, I am at Chalmers Elementary School, where I am blessed and fortunate to have Mr. Hudson Brown. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great, thank you. And Cyprian Ikpah.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. I'm great. Fellas, thank you all for joining me this morning and just looking forward to, you sharing and answering the questions that I'm going to ask you today, okay? I'll start with Hudson. Tell us about your family.
Well, I have 2 dogs, a little brother, and my mom and dad. My mom's name is Amy Brown. My dad's name is Blair Brown, and my dad is very funny, and he's always there to cheer me up, or when I'm feeling down, he always plays around with me, and he tickles me, and he's very, very fun. And my mom, she always takes me and my brother to do fun activities, and they always take us on vacations and do very fun stuff. And my little brother, he's wild but fun, and I like playing with him, and we play tag outside, and we do a lot of fun stuff. And my 2 dogs, Maddie and Waffles.
Thank you for sharing. Cyprian, tell us about your family.
Well, my dad's Nigerian. My mom works at UNT in Denton. I have 2 older brothers at intermediate, and one's in 6th grade. His name's Elias Ikpah, and in 5th grade, his name's Mateus Ikpah. I love my brothers. We get to play outside sometimes, and my mom, we go on fun trips, and our dad, he works a lot, and he works very hard.
All right, now that we're in the 9th week of school, it's hard to believe we're already 9 weeks into the school year. But for the best part of me, I can't get the summer out of my mind. What did you all do this summer? Any fun things that you all did this summer?
I went to Galveston, I went to my dad's mom's house, and I went to my mom's parents' house in Louisiana, and I went knee boating, and I went fishing with my peepaw, and I went fishing in Galveston, and I rode on the waves on my boogie board in the ocean, and I had a very fun time.
Sounds like you had a pretty active summer.
Yes, sir.
Cyprian, how about yourself?
Well, I went to Lunar Gulf in Oklahoma City, and I got to go and played in a giant arcade. And I'm doing kids leadership at my church currently.
Kids leadership, I love that. Thank you both for sharing. I want to ask you something about kid leadership. Tell me about kid leadership.
Well, it's mainly about leading yourself and other kids to help them learn more about God, and to help them lead other kids and help them lead themselves through their life.
Well, in this world, we need more leaders. We need more people to help stand up for the good of our world and to be models from which others can follow. So that sounds like a pretty awesome program. All right, so now let's transition. So we talked about the summertime. Now we fast forward into school, okay? When we got into school this year, Hudson being in 3rd grade, Cyprian, you're in 4th grade. Were you nervous when the school year? Were you nervous? Were you excited? What were your feelings?
I was kind of feeling nervous and excited together, kind of making a mixture.
What were you nervous about?
I was nervous about my teachers, and it was just a new year, and it was my first year of 3rd grade, which means new subjects, new friends, and bigger stuff. So I was just kind of nervous about that, but I was excited because it was my first year of 3rd grade, and I thought I was going to do a lot, and I made a lot of progress in 3rd grade so far.
Thank you for sharing.
I was nervous and excited. I was excited because I already knew my teachers, and they're really, really kind, and they're nice. What I was nervous about was kids in my class, and because
every school year there's different kids in your class. So I was wondering who was going to be in my class and who wasn't going to be in my class.
Thank you both for sharing. So now that we're 9 weeks in, how has your school experience been thus far?
Very exciting and very good.
It's been great. I mean, I've taken quite a bit of tests, and I do a lot of papers every day. And I've learned a lot of new subjects.
So along those same lines, what is your favorite thing about Chalmers? What is your favorite class? Favorite teacher? Any of those?
My favorite thing about Chalmers is probably the teachers and how we get to get snacks and ice cream at lunch, and we do spot shop every 6 weeks, and I love that. And my favorite subject about school is probably math, because I understand my teacher, and it's just simple, and I've been learning it for 5 years now.
Now you mentioned spot shop. Talk to me about Spot Shop. What is that? How do you get it? How can you take advantage of Spot Shop?
How my class does spot shop is if we're nice and kind to our friends through the 6 weeks. If we get A's and B's, you can spend those tickets to get snacks. You can get suckers. You can get keychains. You can get tattoos. A lot of this stuff.
Thank you for sharing.
My favorite thing about Chalmers is my teachers, because my teachers are very kind and they help me learn more things and they explain it to me, and so I could understand it.
What's your favorite subject and why?
Math and science, because I love math. It's easy for me, and I'm really good at it.
I knew there was a reason I like both of you young men. I used to teach math. I taught high school math for 6 years. So I love mathematics as well. So now, as we're at 9 weeks of the school year. So now let's think about what the future holds. Cyprian, you're going to be transitioning to intermediate school next year. You know, what are you looking forward to most with the transition to the intermediate school?
Well, since my brothers are in intermediate, Mateus is in 5th grade. He's going to move up to 6th grade. I'm just excited that I'm going to be in school with one of my brothers instead of by myself.
Awesome. And Hudson, so you'll be returning next year here to Chalmers as a 4th grader. So this will be next year will be your 3rd year here. You know, what are you looking forward to now, going from, you think about it, last year you were the youngest group of students here on campus. Next year you'll be the oldest group of students here on this campus. What are you looking forward to most?
I am looking forward to being bigger, and I can be one of the oldest kids on the campus, and I'll have new teachers, and I'll probably learn some new stuff about math or science, and I'll make new friends, and I'll do a lot of accomplishments in the new grade.
Thank you both for sharing. Now, we talked about the school experience. We talked about your favorite subjects. Now let's go to the other side. What's your hardest subject and why?
My hardest subject, I would have to say my hardest subject is ELAR, because I just do a lot of writing, and I do it in Spanish class, so it's kind of hard to understand, and it's just kind of difficult. So.
Yeah, Hudson, being that you're in our dual language program, you get to write both in English and in Spanish. That's what a lot of people don't realize. You get to write both in English and in Spanish, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cyprian?
Well, my hardest subject is social studies. I'm good at social studies, but I'm not great in social studies. So I'm trying to work on my social studies.
Well, I can tell you, I loved math when I was your age, and all the way up through high school and even through college. Social studies was my weakest subject as well. But I found when I applied myself and I studied a little bit more, because I understood that was my area of shortfall. So I had to study just a little bit more in my social studies class, and eventually it became just as easy as math. So my words of advice to you both is understanding, and you know which subjects you may not be the strongest in. You just have to put forth just a little bit extra effort in your studies of those particular subjects, and before you know it, it'll be easy breezy. So now we've talked about school, we've talked about, the future. Let's talk about some fun stuff. Both of you are nice, strong looking young men. What's your favorite food?
My favorite food, I would have to say, is probably pizza, or what I was thinking about it last night. My mind just went blank because I had a pretty long night of sleep. I would have to say I love pizza a lot.
Pizza? Any particular kind of pizza?
Mostly cheese.
Cheese pizza?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Cyprian?
My mom's vegan ramen noodle soup.
Vegan ramen noodle soup. That sounds great. Look, I'm getting hungry just thinking about both of those.
My dad, he makes a pretty good he makes pretty good tomato soup.
Okay.
It's great with grilled cheese.
Awesome. Sounds great. So, school, favorite food. So now let's talk about what do you do outside of school. So in your free time, once you've gone to school all day and you've soaked up all the good learning that's taking place here at Chalmers and you get home, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I have to do my homework first because in my house, school's first. Mm-hmm. So I do my homework first. Then if I don't have anything on other days except for Thursdays and Tuesdays, I play outside. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have soccer practice. So
soccer practice, okay.
After school, I don't really get to leave school for another 2 hours or so because my mom's a teacher here. When I get to my mom's classroom after school, I play on the computer, do my homework. But when I get home, after I'm finished with my homework, I would normally watch TV. But on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have football practice, so I don't get to watch that much of TV. But on Fridays, when my dad gets home, I have a PC and an Xbox upstairs, so I can just play on my PC, and I can play Call of Duty, or I can play Fortnite on my Xbox.
Gotcha. Well, you both kind of hit on what my next question was, because it sounds like you all are some active young men outside of school. As you talk about special talents, hobbies, things that you do outside of that. Cyprian, you mentioned you played soccer. Tell me about your soccer experience.
Good. So far, we've lost about, I want to say 2, maybe. Mm-hmm. And we tied 1 because this last Saturday, we tied against my brother, so we have 1 tie.
Oh, that had to be fun. Your team played against your brother's team? Mm-hmm. That had to be fun. Are you having fun? Mm-hmm. And that's the name of the game, having fun. Okay, Hudson, you're a football player.
Yes, sir.
What position do you play?
I don't play actual football. I play for Boys and Girls Club, and I'm just going to be having scrimmages, and I just learned drills and how to play football, so when I get to college and high school, I can already know those drills, and I can already be ready to play for my team and do other stuff.
And that's the benefit of that program, is although you may not be actually participating in a competition, you're learning those skills at an early age. I agree with that 100%, so that when you transition into actually when you get to middle school, when you can start playing for the team. Of course, there are going to be some teams that will have that lead up to the junior high, but you'll already have some background knowledge on how to play the game of football, etc. So that's going to help you moving forward. Travels, and both of you talked about, what you did in the summers and how you go with your family. Is there one special place that you'd like to go that you haven't gone to yet, and why? Cyprian, I'll start with Cyprian this time.
Nigeria.
Nigeria? Mm-hmm. Why do you want to go to Nigeria?
That's where my dad's from, Nigeria, so I would like to see what it's like.
Okay.
I've always wanted to travel around the world and to go to different countries like Australia, Africa, Mexico, Colombia. I've always wanted to travel around the world and just meet the other cultures and try new food and just try new stuff and just go to different countries.
And I travel a lot, and I agree. That's the number one reason why I travel a lot is I like to be immersed in different cultures. I want to learn, the different cultures of the different countries. I've been to Mexico and I've been to Costa Rica and places like that, and so it's really neat to see how the people live, the major industries. But as an educator, I always try to make it a point to go by a school. I like to see the schools in the foreign countries as well, so that, I can better understand their educational system and how it applies to us here in the U.S. or how it compares to us here in the U.S. So I'd say this, young man, when you get the chance, travel as much as you can, okay? My last question, then I'm going to really kind of open it up to you all. Of course, I know fourth grade, third grade, it seems like an eternity before you get to the adulthood. But believe you me, it happens a lot faster than you think, okay? Before you know it, you'll wake up and you'll be driving cars, and you'll be in high school, and then you'll be walking across the stage. Have you all thought about what you want to do when you become an adult?
Well, I was thinking after I graduate high school, I was thinking maybe wanted to go to the military or the Army or the Navy, serve for a little while. Then my dream was always to become to dig up dinosaur bones and study fossils and stuff, and just travel around the world digging up dinosaurs like Brontosaurus or T-Rex, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I've always just wanted to follow my dream.
Well, I have a firm appreciation for the men and women who serve our military. My dad is a military vet. And of course, there's all sorts of benefits that you can take advantage of, if you decide not to go directly into college. They have what's called a GI Bill, which would mean after you serve so long in the military, you build up money. So when you get out of the military, your college is paid for. And so I could see you, Hudson, being an archaeologist, going out there and traveling the world, digging up dinosaurs. That sounds great.
My great granddad was served in World War II, and he went to World War II with his two best friends, and it just inspired me to, serve and keep that thing going, moving.
Well, that's awesome. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing. Cyprian?
Well, I want to be a soccer player when I grow up.
Okay.
Because I think when my dad was in college or high school, he was a soccer player.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you had an opportunity to go check out the pro soccer team in Frisco?
No.
You haven't had a chance to go check them out? That's on my bucket list. I played soccer when I was in middle school, but I've been very intrigued with the sport. I love watching our boys and girls play at Gainesville High School. And so one of my bucket list items is I'm going to go watch the pro team play in Frisco at some point. Well, gentlemen, thank you all for sharing today and answering any questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an opportunity, and this is an opportunity for you to ask me a question. Do y'all have a question y'all like to ask me?
How do you like working with the children, and how do you like being with the kids and just traveling, meeting new boys and girls, and starting and opening up new schools in Gainesville ISD here?
I absolutely love it. That is a great question. I feel, Hudson, as if I have the best job in America in that I get the honor and the privilege of working with young men and young ladies like yourselves. My job as a superintendent is to not only support our faculty and staff, but also our students, to make sure that you all have what you need and our teachers have what they need in order to make the magic happen. And the magic are the lessons that take place within the classroom. We want to make sure that we expose you all to experiences that are going to prepare you for whatever the future has in store for you, whether it's becoming an archaeologist, whether it's becoming a soccer player, but you're going to have an academic fallback.
Yeah.
But we want to make sure that we're providing you all with those experiences to be as prepared as you possibly can by the time you graduate here in GISD. So Hudson, I can't say enough how grateful I am each and every morning that I wake up, that I get to serve as the superintendent of schools here in Gainesville ISD. Well, gentlemen, again, thank you for your time this morning. You all are two awesome young men that are destined to do great things in your lives. Keep being leaders and make sure that you continue to raise the bar as you go about your academics as well as your extracurricular activities. All right? It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Stewart.
No problem. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Stewart.
you. Thank you. Don't leave yet. Gainesville ISD, Mr. Cyprian and Mr. Hudson, 4th and 3rd grader here at Chalmers Elementary School. This is just an example of the wonderful students that we serve each and every day. Thank you and have an awesome, awesome day. It's a great day to be a leopard.